This is Believe in Buckeyes. I'm Bryant with All-American cornerback Chekwa. The show is brought to you by FanDuel. We got some very special guests for you guys today. No intro needed. We got our coach, Team Tressel, in the building, and also one of our big bros, Ted Ginn Jr., joining the call. The first to talk about the Team Tressel Fitness Challenge. But first off, how you guys doing? What's going on? Sunny day, right?
Teddy's working, man. Teddy's out there. Those kids, they're swarming all over him, tackling him for his autograph, throwing him against the wall. You know,
hey, just a guy for the job.
Hopefully, they were listening to what he was teaching.
Hey Ted, I heard you lost in the race out there at one of those schools.
Yeah, man, guy got out on me.
Nah.
But it happens. Somebody else got to take the throne.
I got you. I say when they get out on you, Ted, you got to turn the race physical, man. Just don't let it be speed. You got to get physical with the run.
Yeah, I got you.
But hey, yeah, thanks for joining us today. Obviously, we wanted to kind of get into the fact that you guys have kicked off something statewide for this whole state of Ohio. We're into the schools, I believe, grades 4th through 8. We got over 160,000 kids participating in the fitness challenge. I guess first I just wanted to get into what made you guys bring this up? What was the thought plan of it? And how did you guys just kind of get into rolling it out across the state of Ohio?
Well, I can start and then I'll pitch it to Teddy. He'll tell you more about the challenge. But Governor DeWine talks to us every day about he wants every Ohioan safe, and he wants every Ohioan healthy, and he wants every Ohioan to reach their God-given potential. And so one day he said to me, hey, we need to have a fitness challenge for our youth. They need to think more about their health, develop healthy habits for life. So why don't you come up with a plan? Well, just so happened we were traveling together over and we stopped at Ginn Academy, and I was talking with Coach Ginn and Teddy's mom, and we were telling them a little bit about what we had in mind. I said to them, do you think you could convince Teddy to help us? Because he looks a little more fit than we do, and he's a little bit younger. And so we reached out to Teddy, and we got together with a lot of phys ed teachers and principals, and Mike DeAndrea, who runs a performance area, and just a lot of different folks, and said, what should we create that would challenge kids, and what grade should we pick? So the conclusion came, let's make a pilot for the 4th through 8th graders, and let's give a variety of activities. And Teddy said, it's such a long list of some guys are fit, maybe someone's in a wheelchair, all the way to someone has no interest in fitness. Let's make it so everybody can succeed. And so he said, why don't we have a bronze level and a silver medal level and a gold medal level? And so we went to work and we put a booklet together, and BB, you said we had over 160,000. We have 183,000 kids.
Oh, wow.
That signed up for this. And so Teddy and I have been going out to the schools and talking to them about fitness and nutrition and sleep. And so, Teddy, tell them your impression of what we've seen here in the first 2 weeks.
Oh, man, it's been amazing. Just going out to the schools and just making the kids aware of fitness and health issues and different things that can help them just be a better human, no matter if you're an athlete or not. Everybody always think, oh, I got to be an athlete to be fit. But, it's just a way of life now. And going out to the kids and just seeing the kids listening to get involved, and then seeing the kids being involved is amazing. Outside of our accolades, like, we're really giving something back to the kids that they can take on with life and can help us in the future and can help our world in the future. Just being bright on, energy, sleep, respect, discipline, putting things in order in our lives, just like we had quiet time. Y'all understand what quiet time did for you. No matter what time that you did it, you sat back and you reflect, you know what I'm saying? And just giving tools and morals, and then just seeing it happen, or seeing the YouTube videos and the videos that are coming in daily, you know what I'm saying? Just showing that they're interested, they want to have fun with it, they want to see more of Tress, they want to see more of me. Just going out on my own these last couple days and this last week, man, it's just been amazing. I ran into Tress at one school this week, but the rest of them been by myself, and
Yeah.
just organizing, you know what I'm saying, is one thing, trying to make it look like something, to make sure that, we're following all the rules and making sure that we're staying intact to what the message is all about, and I had a couple schools I was doing a little career day. I was, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here. And it was cool, but I couldn't really get the message out that I really wanted. So my last school, the guy was like, "So how do you want it?" And I was like, "Well, give me the gym. Give me the whole gym. Let me get all the kids in there. Let me get some volunteers. Let me get it fired up. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is not nothing boring. This is fitness. This is happiness. This is fun. Like, and being able to be with Tress and seeing how he moved, gave me some ground, and being able to be like, okay, let's do it like how it's supposed to be done. And it's just amazing that, we have the opportunity to do what we're doing right now.
Yeah,
I
I
tell you
think
one thing I mentioned, Jim, before you have the next question that really hit home, and I told a group this today of educators that I learned from Teddy these first 2 weeks, that if you get to the kids about all these good things, fitness, nutrition, sleep, they're going to take it home and they're going to infuse it in their family and their siblings and moms and dads. And you'd be amazed at the number of texts and emails we get from moms and dads saying, "Man, my fourth
Thank
grader
you.
brought home. Our family's changed." And I didn't realize it until Teddy brought it up, and now we're seeing the fruits of that. It's been awesome.
Yeah, I think it's cool, and just my experience. I feel like I was probably my most disciplined when I was in school, in a routine, and I was planning things around workout and other stuff. And when you kind of get out of that, I realize now that I'm most disciplined when I start working out and planning around not just what I have to do, all my daily duties, taking care of the kids and stuff, but also working in some physical activity, separating myself from cell phone, TV, and all those things. So the ability to, to share that with the youth and be able to remind them of what's important and how those individual things improve discipline, improve mental health, and everything. Um, I think it's great, and I'm excited to be one of the coaches at my local school and share that message as well. But I do want to, you know, since we have you guys, I definitely want to talk a little bit about Ohio State football as well. And Coach Tress, I had a question for you, as a coach who led a team to a national championship, and this team just recently won a national championship, and then they had a big win early too. So now they are the number one team in the nation, or at least a top 5 team by most voters' perspectives. How do you keep a team? Because we know it takes a lot to go out there and be able to compete for a national championship, and it takes growth throughout the season. How do you keep a team focused on growth and still being able to address those small things when they've been so high for so long?
I think being honest with them that everyone's going to be telling you you're wonderful, and they've been patting you on the back since whatever that date was, January, whatever. And you're excited and you feel accomplished and so forth. And then you went back to work, winter weightlifting, spring practice, and all that. But still, the noise was a lot about how wonderful you are. And it was about, hey, well, you're just going to go do it again like it happened by magic. And so I think just constantly having those conversations, and then sometimes you need some reality. And the best thing we had going for us this year was we opened with Texas. So you could be thinking about how wonderful you are, but you're playing against a good team, and you guys were all at that game. That game was,
Yeah.
2 good teams that were sparring, but both of them were younger.
Yep.
Both of them are going to be way better in November. But, we had the reality of having to get ready for real life, and then you get hit in the mouth a little bit. And now we got the win, as you say. Now you got to get back to that messaging that, yeah, okay, we're ranked number 1, but how did we get there, and what's it going to take to stay?
Yeah, and that's good that you said that, because I had a question for you. Obviously, as a true freshman in college, you was able to navigate high school, all the awards and accolades, and you got to college, you had to start over. right? You had a kind of position switch, kind of came as a DB, went wide receiver, and all the things of that nature. But as a young guy, you was able to make plays that was very impactful, to the team and improve. And we kind of starting to see a little bit of that with some of our young talent. We start looking at Bo Jackson at the running back position, and obviously Julian saying in his first, career starts and things of that nature. I just wanted to kind of go into a little bit of your mindset of when you was in college. What did it take for you to kind of, hit that switch right away? Like, hey, I could do this at a high time level, even though it's just my first year. I'm just getting kind of learning the ropes, per se.
I mean, I came in with some brothers already, with Dante Winter and Troy already being there, and Roy Hall and different people, Baron Childress. I was confident. I think that the biggest thing is being confident. And then being able to learn how to play the game. And once you learn how to play the game, you know, uh, it get easy. And once it slow down for you, then you're ready to go. And it might take week 1, it might take week 2, it might take week 3, it might take week 4. I know I got in the first 3 weeks of my freshman year. It was 10 plays here, 10 plays here. Then the whole playbook. But then right after that, you know, we all come in like week 6, 7, and 8, and we was unstoppable.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because now all the pieces is in the right places to make the puzzle be what it is. And I think we're starting to see that now is, okay, we need this piece to go here. We're going to work with this piece to go there. And no matter if they're freshmen, no matter if they're 5-year seniors, or 2-year, like whatever it is, it's just time to gel so we can continue to be the number 1 team that we're trying to be.
What's up, Buckeye Nation? Bryant here. Chim, you got something for the people?
Yeah, we're promoting the Coach Tressel Fitness Challenge. And along those same lines, we're promoting health. And one way to do that is to make sure that you have strong immune systems.
That's why we'd like to announce our partnership with ByMae Vitamins. ByMae offers immediate support and long-term immunity training.
Yeah, and I take ByMae, and what I like about it is vitamins for the entire family. So you take it all together, clean ingredients, traceable ingredients, so you know exactly what's in it, and it provides that long-term immunity training to really support health.
And that means less downtime and more showtime. And we all know in the game of football and also in the game of life, your best ability is availability.
So here's the play. Go to ByMae.com, that's BYMAE.com, and use the code Buckeyes for your first order. You get a discount. It'll help train your immune system just like we train.
That's right, 50% off.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would ask you, Coach Tress, when you have a young player like a Ted, like a Beanie Wells or Terrell Pryor, guys who came in kind of ready to go early on, how do you manage? Because there's a young running back, Bo Jackson, who's he's showing some talent, and fans are calling for
Jeremiah Smith last year, right?
And Jeremiah Smith last year, right?
Yeah.
How do you manage? This guy's ready to go, but there's still some things he has to learn along the way. And how do you determine playing time in that regard to make sure that, one, he's protected in the sense that, you want him to continue to develop and not hurt confidence in those things, but also he could help the team?
I think you got to give him good experiences in practice. And that's where when good young players play against our good guys, and if you guys remember, we always went 1s-on-1s, and then the 2s got to go against the 1s a little bit. Remember, we'd take the Marauders down and go against the first defense, and so that they could learn, oh my, this is a little different.
Yeah.
But then, as Ted said, you've got to be really smart about easing them into what they know so that they go out there and can play. If they're trying to memorize their assignments, they can't be themselves. So you ease the playbook into them a little bit, and then you let them loose, and they find out what it's all about. And think about this year. Bo Jackson, the first game, we didn't see him. Maybe he wasn't confident. Maybe what they'd seen in practice wasn't, this wasn't the time. Well, then he got in a little bit, I think, against Grambling. And then here we were in game 3, and I think he rushed for 100 and some. And so from my vantage point, I haven't been to practice as much as I was a year ago, and I'm going to try to get back to practice because obviously you guys know you learn more in practice than anything. The fans learn what they see in the game, but
Right.
you guys learn
Well,
your lessons in practice and competing.
Lieutenant Governor, you're kind of busy. So we get it.
Well, that's right. But just from my vantage point, I think they're progressing the way they should. And now, once we hit the Big Ten schedule, the challenges go up because, the Big Ten teams know you better than the teams that you only play once in a while. So they know you. And it's just like when you guys in the NFL played your division rival. I mean, your division rival, they knew you.
Right.
Yeah, it's the hardest games in the world.
Hardest games. Yep. And so this is going to be fun to watch them progress. And here's the beauty that's different than when you guys played is we had to end up in the top 2 to have a chance to win it all. Now we just have to end up in the top 12.
Yeah.
And be on a trajectory of guys, getting better and better. And that's what happened last year. I don't know where we were ranked, 8th, 7th,
Something like that.
when we ran the table. But,
It was 8th.
8th, yeah, we got on the trajectory. So I think just, again, from my amateur viewpoint, just watching one game, I've only seen one game live. I think Coach Day and his staff, and remember, we've got a new staff too. Coach Hardline is the new, get the feel of the play calling. And you've got Coach Patricia is new on the defensive side. And so, Caleb Downs is a veteran, but he's got a new coach, expecting different things. And you guys went through position coach and coordinator changes in your NFL careers. It's different. You got to figure out what they want.
Yeah, so I guess I got something here. It's a little bit, I'm not going to say it's off topic, but, obviously, myself looking up to you, Coach Tressel, and you being a mentor and, getting me through the college years. And Ted, from growing up as a small kid, you being that role model and you guys going to do great things. But obviously, as you guys are doing great things, you're also transitioning, right? You kind of, right, we go from coach to admin to administration to now to politics for you, Coach Tressel, Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel. And then also for Ted, you play football at a very high level, high school, college, same thing in the NFL. Play for a ton of years, and now that you're retired, you're doing a lot of great things in the city of Cleveland with the youth football program and kind of building that up so they have some consistency and there's levels to it as they kind of go on in their high school career. And now we're seeing guys on the college level from the Ohio States to the West Points and things of that nature. I just wanted both of you guys to kind of talk a little bit about how do you continue to kind of, I guess I want to say, stay engaged, stay locked in, but just keep growing as people while you're here on this planet Earth and just kind of tell the story of like, what drives you to kind of keep being great at whatever you guys do.
I'll let Teddy start and then I'll chime in.
I guess is where you come from. Like I say, I've been a door opener my whole career. My whole life just been a door opener. I always wanted everybody to get the same type of treatment. I mean, you've been around me my whole life, Brownie and Coach Half too. And Chimdi, you see me when you came down. I just wanted everybody to get the same type of respect, and I think you'll get that back in the same type of way. I think just coming up and seeing what's going on in my neighborhood, watching my father do what he do. It was important for me to teach football at a young age to kids that I see blossom in the 12th grade or on Ohio State Stadium now. I don't take all the credit for it. There's a lot of people involved, but being able just to be in that kid's life at the right time is what it's about. So as I played ball, I just gave back. I had some great people behind me that understood the movement, and it's like you got to just be around like-minded people. And as long as you stay around like-minded people that understand what you got going on, that y'all can both blossom off of, or work from an eye or elbow to an elbow. And that's what we always just been doing our whole life. Just depending on the right people to make the right moves at the right time, and we all flourish. And it's always been a team atmosphere with me.
Yeah.
And I think it's so true because in different parts of your life, Teddy played 14 years in the NFL. You can't play forever, right?
Yeah.
But now how can he go open doors different ways and take the blessings that he's had, the experiences he's had, the role models he's watched at home and in the neighborhood and everywhere else, and say, okay, how can I be helpful? And you got to be willing to take some chances. You know, I never thought I'd be a college president, but all of a sudden, instead of helping 100 guys, I'm helping 12,000.
Yeah.
You know, and I never dreamed I'd get to, be in government. Instead of, helping 12,000, we're trying to help 12 million.
Yeah.
And Teddy didn't know that he was going to be out there helping 183,000 kids, right? But he had to be willing to take that. He didn't even know, like, okay, I'll help. I don't even know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
But because he was part of the planning and he wrote the program with our great staff, I just think that willingness to know, hey, there's different times where maybe I'm prime time, and then there's other times where I'm just helping from whatever moment I am in life. But it still comes down to, I love Teddy's phrase of door opener. It is, where can I open the door? Where can I make a difference in someone else's life? And, just like on the Block O, we always talked about that caring and giving, part of that. At different times in your life, you can care and give and make a difference in different ways. But you've got to be open to figure out what those are. And some of them might be glamorous, and some of them might be, no one knows you're doing it. And, but you got to be willing to do those.
Well, we appreciate the time with y'all, man. It's been great. Just the opportunity to share the message, continue to spread the word, the importance of the Tressel Team Challenge, and really just showing that commitment. Obviously, we experienced it as teammates. We experienced it as players for you, Coach. But we love this opportunity to show everybody else what we experienced and really share that ability to uplift everybody. So,
do we have
thanks
time for
again.
one question from me and one question from Teddy for you two? We want to be the journalists. Okay.
Yeah, we got time.
We got time for
Gotcha.
that?
We got it. We got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask Chim. Here's my question. I'm going a football question. You got to have corners in this day and age. If you don't have corners, life's going to be hard, because those receivers out there, they're the truth. Plus, they got those gloves now. I could be a receiver with those gloves. You can catch anything with them gloves. Okay. So talk to me about where we are at corner at Ohio State. How do you like what we're looking like?
I like them. I think, the way NIL and stuff has happened, it's allowed for guys to stay in college longer. So you kind of can build an extra level of depth. I like our two starting corners for sure, and Jermaine Matthews and Davidson Ebenosin. They're really good in man coverage. And Matt Patricia has done this thing where it seems like at least the veteran guys have been trained at the nickel corner, inside and the dime. So they're able to do some disguises and play in multiple positions that really makes them dangerous from the defensive back. Now, where I'm a little bit concerned is the depth, and not just because I think we're talented from top to bottom. I think, the other thing with NIL transfer portal, you lose some guys from year to year. So the guys behind are young. So they got to come along really fast. And, after week 6 or 7, you're not a young guy anymore. So I'm interested to see how that depth develops. But I think at the top, the main guys, we look pretty good. We look really good.
All right, Teddy, you got a question.
For you, B, how your business going?
So, regards to the business, so we kind of talk about it not very often, but a little bit on the show. But me, Chum, and our guy Sam Stores here, we got a twist that we're doing on the NIL company, and we're essentially trying to link up players. When I say players, all athletes, and kind of getting them geared up to small businesses and working out equity deals where we kind of make sure that student athlete is kind of learning a little bit more than just the X's and O's, if it's football to participate in the classroom, but get some real life experience that they kind of take on to the next level. So it's something that's kind of newer for me and Chim and Sam, but it's something we kind of getting off the ground. We're working hard at it. We're making a lot of connections, talking to a lot of people. But I would say overall, it's going well. Going well.
That's
Thanks
a
for
great
asking.
idea. You know,
Hey, let's
because the
talk a little bit
NIL
more
thing,
about that offline too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
you know, that NIL thing is a blessing if you use it right.
Right. Yes, it is.
And that's what you're trying to get across. It's a curse if you use
You
it
just
wrong.
get money.
Yep.
Mhm.
So that's awesome that you guys are doing that.
Got to get that knowledge. You got to get that knowledge. But yeah, we
Yep.
really appreciate you guys' time. I got my
Alrighty.
polo on for the Team
like it.
Tressel Fitness Challenge to kind of show, the world what you guys are doing. We
There you go.
appreciate you guys getting the former guys involved, getting us involved, getting us fired up, and letting you guys know what we're doing so we can help as well as we kind of make this become a thing across the state of Ohio with the fitness challenge for our youth and building those habits and setting those goals at a young age that they can use obviously for the rest of their lives.
And
we're
we
gonna
want
end
the
this-
rest of the country to try to replicate it so that it happens all over the country.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, but guys, we're going to end this as always. So you guys got a nice OH.
Yo. There we
Go Bucks. Talk to you guys soon.
All righty.
Go
Talk
Bucks.
to you. All righty.